Once upon a time, in the city of Old Dhaka, down a narrow and winding alley between Jamuna and Meghna River, lived someone very unusual. It was not a person. No, sir. It was neither a cop nor a citizen. It was a cat. His name was Ketu. He wore a tiny deer stalker hat and carried a little brown leather bag on his back. Inside the bag was a magnifying glass, a half-empty packet of chips, and a wrinkled piece of paper that read, "Catch the thief, Ketu is watching." And yes, everyone in the area knew him. The kids, the uncles, and even the aunties at the tea stalls knew about Ketu, the cat who solved crimes. They would say, "Ooh, that cat again." Even the thieves are scared of him. One day, as the sun shone brightly and the wind carried the scent of distant rain, there was a loud cry from Motaleb's sweet shop. Motaleb's sweets were famous throughout the city. Every day long queues of customers would gather outside his shop to buy his delicious sweets, especially his special treat, the sandish. But on this day, there was no queue. Instead, people had gathered in front of the closed shutters of the shop. Their faces were grim. "Oh no! My special sandish! They're gone!" cried Mo. "Someone has stolen them!" People started whispering. Who could have done such a thing? How could the thief escape without anyone noticing? What will happen to Motaleb's business now? Just then, Ketu arrived. Despite his small size, he seemed very calm and confident. Looking around, he sniffed the air and studied the footprints near the door. After a few minutes, he turned to Motilo and said in a low voice, "Uncle, someone with a strong build and a coconut habit has taken away your sweets." Moti Layla frowned. "A coconut habit? Said Ketu, after thinking for a moment. "Light sandal prints, strong built, likes coconut, and is a thief." Suddenly, Motaleb realized something. "You mean Pintu, right?" Ketu nodded his head and said, "That's right, Uncle. I smell raw coconut. I also saw Uncle Pintu here earlier today. Now, if you don't know about Uncle Pintu, let me tell you, he was a notorious thief in the area. And what makes me laugh is that he was actually..." Now, I know what you must be thinking. How did Motaleb not realize it was his own brother-in-law who stole his sweets? Well, let me tell you that Uncle Pintu was a master of disguise. No one ever expected that behind that thick mustache and those twinkling eyes was a cunning thief. Anyways, getting distracted by other thoughts, Motaleb didn't answer Ketu, so Ketu took it upon himself to go after the thief. With that, Ketu turned and disappeared around the corner. Motaleb rushed inside and saw his sweets were all packed in a bag. As he opened the bag, he found a note. It read, "Sorry I couldn't resist eating your sweets. Enjoy them. From your brother-in-law, Uncle Pintu." Motaleb couldn't believe it. He actually wrote a note. What an audacity. Motaleb shook his head. But soon he looked up and saw Ketu standing on top of his sweet box, staring at him. "Did you read the note, Ketu?" asked Mo. Ketu nodded his head, then jumped down and said, "It's time to get the sweets back. Now, you might ask, where did they go? Well, we'll tell you." As soon as Ketu left Motaleb's store, he sprinted through the narrow alleys of Old Dhaka. He jumped over canals, raced across busy markets, and bounced on bamboo poles to reach the rooftops. Soon, he spotted Uncle Pintu's house. Ketu landed on the roof opposite his house and crept closer to the edge. He peeked into the window, and what he saw made him jump in, surprised. Inside the room, Uncle Pintu was calmly dipping sandesh into hot milk and eating them slowly, savoring each bite. It looked like a scene straight out of a movie. Ketu had to meow loudly to break the concentration of Uncle Pintu. Uncle Pintu nearly dropped his cup. He turned and saw Ketu giving him a stern look. "You're that cat," Uncle Pintu stammered, trying to hide the evidence. "Yes, I am," said Ketu. "And I'm here to arrest you." Uncle Pintu panicked and tried to hide the sweets in his mouth. "Arrested," he said. "What do you mean arrested?" "Well," said Ketu, taking out a piece of paper from his bag, "if you want to pay a 500 taka, fine. I won't expose you." Uncle Pintu thought for a second. If he paid the fine, his reputation as a tough guy would go down the drain. On the other hand, if he didn't pay, his face would be all over social media. He sighed and pulled out his wallet. Here's the money, he said. But can't I have one more sundash before you call the cops? Ketu flicked his tail and walked away. Now, if you think Ketu directly went to expose Uncle Pine too, well, you'd be wrong. He first took pictures of Uncle Pine too and the sweets. Then, with a smug look, he left for home. The next day, early in the morning, Ketu posted the pictures on his Instagram page. Along with the photos, he wrote, "Today's catch, Uncle Pine too, 500 taka fine. Stole sandash from Motilal's shop within an hour." The post went viral. Everyone liked the photo. Soon, journalists called and asked for interviews. Social media was flooded with Ketu memes. Some were funny, some were inspiring, but all of them showed the respect people had for Ketu. A few days later, Motileb invited Ketu to his shop. All the local cats were there too. "We heard you caught a thief last week," said a gray cat. "Yes," said another black cat with a torn ear. "We saw your post. You're so smart. Can you help us to..." "Help you with what?" asked Ketu. "Well," said the gray cat, "there is a dog in our neighborhood that keeps stealing fish from my bowl when I am sleeping." The black cat added, "And my goldfish is always missing. I suspect it's that sneaky dog." Now, honestly, catching a dog thief wasn't in Ketu's job description. But seeing how sad the cats were, he couldn't refuse. He took the case seriously. For 2 weeks, he visited the crime scene, collected clues, and observed everything. Finally, he got enough evidence in one night. Just like he did with Uncle Pine too, he posted pictures of the dog on social media. Next day, everyone in the neighborhood was talking about it. So, the fish thief is Ketu, a poor Ketu, taking risks to catch the thief. Look at how much weight he's lost. He looks so skinny. As for the culprit, Ketu the doggy was so ashamed he stopped eating and started doing tricks for his owner. Now, some people might say it's normal for a cat to steal fish, right? But in this story, there's something else, something very important. After Ketu exposed Ketu, he became famous, real famous. That's why, my dear listeners, being famous isn't everything. Sure, it feels nice when everyone praises you, but it's more important to stay true to yourself. Ketu didn't change because he became famous. He stayed humble and continued solving mysteries. And so, if you hear the sound of footsteps behind you, turn around and look. Maybe it's Ketu, the cat who solves crimes, or maybe it's just a normal cat walking in the alley. But remember, no matter what, the truth will always come out, and sometimes it comes out with a little help from a detective cat. And that's all for our story today. Did you like it? Tell me in the comment section below. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do, because we have a lot of adventures waiting for you. Until then, goodbye.